Hey guys, welcome back to Geek Space. Today we're breaking down the Amazing Digital Circus Episode 9 trailer, scene by scene, to uncover everything we can about the finale. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So, the trailer opens with a shot of the bleak, destroyed circus. If you remember, at the end of Episode 8, King accidentally deletes Caine, causing the entire circus to collapse. We then see what I think is going to be the very first frame of Episode 9. The characters are all in the same positions as before. Pomni then says, "Are you sure?" Which could be her reacting to King revealing that Caine is gone. Next, we see Gangle and Zubul sitting against the wall, and this shot directly parallels a scene from Episode 6. In that moment, Zubul is comforting Gangle, who's worried that Jack is going to hurt her. Zubul acts as her guiding light in that moment. But here, everything's different. Instead of looking up, they're both looking down, and they just look completely defeated. Seeing these two shots side by side is honestly pretty sad. But there's something more here. As we know, Zubul switches out their limbs every episode. In the previous shot, right after Episode 8, they're still using the Episode 8 design. But in this scene, they've gone all the way back to the Episode 1 design. That could imply a time skip, but it's also kind of poetic. They're wearing the same design in the first and final episode, like everything's come full circle. I really like that detail. Next, we get a simple shot of Pomni reaching out her hand to Ragatha. But interestingly, it's her red hand. Now, red and blue have always been really important and symbolic colours in the Amazing Digital Circus. Red represents staying, while blue represents leaving. For example, in Episode 7, Pomni holds out her blue hand to Ragatha, Kinga, Zubul and Gangle, all characters who want to leave the circus. But she offers her red hand to Jax, who wants to stay in the circus. So the fact that she's reaching out her red hand to Ragatha now could suggest that for some reason they might want to stay in the circus. The next shot shows Pomni on her own in the ruined circus. She looks clearly concerned about something, but right now we don't know what. Then we hear Jax exclaim, "Now we have nothing," as he slowly turns to face the camera. His eyes are heavily dilated, and his movements are jerky. It's honestly pretty unsettling. We can also tell that this moment is a flashback, since the circus is fully intact again. Pomni then says, "I don't know what's going to happen," as we get shots of Jax and Kinga both looking genuinely shaken. Next, we get a really interesting shot of Jax standing in a dark void, but his body is replaced with TV static. It's almost like he's glitched out or missing from the frame. My best guess is that this could be the beginning of the flashback, but I'm not completely sure. After that, we see Pomni, Ragatha and Zubul looking down from a balcony. Zubul looks concerned, Pomni seems curious, and Ragatha looks absolutely terrified. The next shot shows Jax in a dark room, staring at what looks like an open doorway. He seems to be genuinely scared of whatever he's seeing. I've seen some people suggest that there's a figure hanging by the shadows in the back, but I'm not completely convinced. Then we cut to Pomni sitting on the floor. She holds herself as she cries. This is a really heavy moment because Pomni is usually pretty good at keeping herself together. The only other time we've ever seen her cry was back in Episode 3. In the next shot, we see a saddened Ragatha who asks, "What do we do now?" And Pomni responds tearfully saying, "I really just wanted to help." I actually think this episode is going to open with a recap of Episode 8, and this shot pretty much supports that. We see Zubul right after realising that swearing is no longer banned, but this time it's a close-up. Then there's a simple shot of Pomni sitting on the stairs, looking over at someone off screen. After that, we actually get a flashback with Gangle, possibly all the way back to Episode 4. She appears to be wearing her plastic mask from that episode. At first I thought she might be putting it on to cope, but the circus is fully coloured in the background, which suggests that this is actually from the original episode. The next scene is really interesting. We see the outside of the circus, with these lines flashing across the sky. To me, this looks like a visual representation of time passing. Either the circus is now stuck in some kind of constant loop between day and night, or this is showing that a significant amount of time has passed since Caine's deletion. Then we cut back to Jax in the flashback, turning around and looking really suspicious. After that, we see the whole cast, except for Kinga, looking completely distraught. Ragatha's holding herself, Zubul's staring down at the floor, and Jax is in the centre, possibly kneeling. Then, Pomni steps out of a neon pink door, and honestly, I have no idea where she is. It kinda reminds me of the intro to Monsters Inc. Is that just me? Then Pomni calls out for Jax, and we get what might be the coolest scene in this entire trailer. The music softens as we fade into a beautiful sky full of stars. A voice comes in, asking if we've done something that we regret. Then the camera pans over, and we finally get to see Ribbit in all of her glory. It's now officially confirmed that we'll be seeing Ribbit in the series. If you don't know who Ribbit is, she was a friend of Jax's who abstracted, which is likely the reason why he pushes people away before getting too close to them. It's heavily implied that Jax may have had some involvement in her abstraction, and he blames himself for it. Alex Rokon, Caine's voice actor, has even said that Jax's best moment is in this episode, so this moment could very well take place in the flashbacks. Either way, I'm really excited for these scenes. Just, Jax, please be nice to Ribbit, I don't know if I can take it. But before the trailer ends, Glitch has one more announcement for us. The Amazing Digital Circus episode 9 is titled The Last Act, and will be a full hour long. Some fans were worried that the show might struggle to reach a satisfying conclusion, so hopefully this announcement helps ease those concerns. And there's more. This episode will also have a limited theatrical release. And honestly, what's going on here? On the surface, it's amazing that a small indie project like this is getting a cinema release. It really shows how far the series has come. But it's only showing in the US, Canada, Latin America, and Japan. For viewers like me in the UK, there's just no way to see it. The episode releases in cinemas on June 4th, and then releases on YouTube on June 19th. And let's be real, there's no chance it won't get leaked or spoiled in that amount of time. I really hope that they either move the YouTube release forward, or ideally just release it everywhere at the same time. Because right now, this is a terrible idea. In conclusion, I'm honestly really excited and a bit nervous for the Amazing Digital Circus episode 9. It seems like most, if not all, of the scenes in the trailer are taken from the very beginning of the episode, where everyone is still dealing with the aftermath of Caine's deletion. That's likely intentional to avoid giving away too much. It also looks like a large portion of the episode is going to be flashbacks. These could involve Jax, Cosmo, and Ribbit's friendship, which is really great to see explored for so long. In fact, Jax seems to play a major role in this episode overall. I mean, just look at the poster, where his head takes up most of it. Maybe, after Caine's death, Jax could step into a more antagonistic role. I'm not sure, but it definitely feels like he's going to be central to whatever happens next. Either way, I just really hope the ending sticks to landing. Alright guys, we've reached the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. But now, I want to know what you think. Are you excited for episode 9? Do you think it's going to stick the landing? Let me know down below. But anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!